So Long Story Short is almost here, which is of course the new animated show from BoJack Horseman creator Raphael Bob-Waksberg. I am not allowed to say a ton in detail about Long Story Short yet. I do want to say you guys should not miss it. It is a really special and unique experience. I actually got to talk to Raphael Bob-Waksberg alongside actors Abbi, Jacobson, and Ben Feldman, who are in Long Story Short as Abbi and Shira. And though the interview was brief, we got to touch on a lot of different aspects of the show, and I'm so excited to share this with you guys and for you guys to eventually watch Long Story Short. If you're not familiar, Long Story Short is basically going to be this family sitcom that takes place over a long period of time, but the timeline is sort of non-linear. So each episode is basically going to jump back and forth in time. One episode might take place when the characters are children, and the next episode might take place when they are fully grown adults with children of their own. So the narrative unfolds in this non-linear fashion, and it's really unique and really special. So the first thing I wanted to ask Raphael about was his previous time manipulation tendencies that we've seen in BoJack Horseman and shows like Undone, and we touched on a lot of really interesting aspects of this show and what prepped him for this show through his other series.
Here's my first question. Raphael, I've noticed in some of your work you like to manipulate time a little bit.
Sure.
BoJack, you've done, Old Sugarman Place, Undone. Mm-hmm. Was that part of the inspiration for this show, or is that something you just gravitated towards again?
Yeah, I mean, I would say certainly my work in the past gave me a confidence to do similar stuff here. I think we do it in a kind of different way on this show than what I've done before. It's a little less trippy, perhaps, and a little more kind of standardized, and also more baked into the premise of the show itself. But definitely some of the discoveries I made on those other shows about what you can do with character and how you can kind of shade in a character based on seeing their past and future, and especially in animation where you don't always have these hard timelines to kind of do one of like, no, in 2005 they're this age, in 1999 they're this age. It felt like a cool opportunity to play around with that, and I felt like, yes, I had the confidence to do it.
Totally. Did you build out the major events of the timeline like before you guys started writing each episode, or did you kind of build it out as you went?
We're kind of going as we go, but we are having to keep track of stuff in some fun ways, and we're painting ourselves into corners. And there was even, what's nice about doing animation is you can always go back and change stuff or add stuff. And there's, I'll say, like, even as early as we are into thinking about season 2, there was an Easter egg that we put back into season 1 before season 1 comes out that isn't even going to make sense to anyone until season 2 comes out. Or there are jokes that we would put in to the early episodes of season 1 based on stuff we knew we were going to do later in that season. Or I remember there's a line where Naomi is telling the story of where she and Elliot first met. And we didn't even know what year we wanted to do that in. So we had Lisa record, it was 1976, it was 1975, it was 1974, just so we had options. Because as the show progresses, we are creating more rules about, and the designers are talking about, okay, when do the wedding rings go on? When do the wedding rings go off? And so we even have information that we know that we haven't told the audience yet. Like, we know when all the characters' birthdays are. We know when the weddings are. Like, there's stuff that we're kind of putting in cement, even though it's still wet cement, because we could move it a little bit depending on where the stories go.
Next, I asked Abbi and Ben about playing roles like this, which is a very unique thing where you get to play a character over all of these different eras of their lives, from when they're a very small child to when they're a much older adult, and probably in the future, wider, more varied degree of ages as well.
Abbi, I had a question for you. You've done a lot of voice acting before. What was it like to play a character over all these different eras of her life and at different ages? Did you approach it differently?
I think sometimes. I mean, I love the way that this story unfolds in the non-linear way, where we're so informed by the present and the present and the
past.
Yeah, but it was like it's kind of like sometimes you're like the future and the past. Like,
it provides context.
Yeah, how like all the past stuff provides context for the present, which is, how we live our lives. But I think it's just approaching it like the emotional arc of the character, and I didn't always know where it was going, and it's not, episode to episode I did, but I didn't know where it was going in the whole season. So Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I approach the younger versions with a different energy, and everything is just like heightened. Like the feelings are always kind of like more and heightened, but it's not like I'm gonna come in today, because within the episodes you're ping-ponging back and forth. So, yeah.
Totally. Ben, how about you? Did you approach any of the different ages differently?
Yeah, I mean, to a degree, I think just what Abbi said, essentially, it's an energy. It's how you think about the world. I think I probably put more energy in my younger scenes into things that I'm excited about, and in my older scenes, I put more energy into things I'm complaining about, which tracks with kind of my life in general. So I think it's really just where you put your energy, and that's all you could do. You're not going to do voices, you know. I can't sound young anymore. I don't feel it. I couldn't act it. So
we definitely couldn't make Paul Reiser sound young.
No. You got to do a baby scene with him. He's like 4 and just learning to talk. Mama!
Look who's talking.
Dada! But yeah, no, I think it's just an energy.
I really wish I had gotten more time in this interview. There's so much to talk about with this show and with obviously BoJack Horseman and Undone. I would really love to talk to Raphael more in depth after Long Story Short releases. Maybe we'll be able to make that happen sometime. But I did want to share one more moment from this interview with you guys that was less Long Story Short specific. Last year, I made this video about the Horsing Around timeline that I had a lot of fun investigating. And Raphael actually did this really nice thing. He sent me these really cool Topps trading cards of Horsing Around that they made like a very limited edition of. This is what they look like. Let's see if I can get it to focus. They're really awesome, actually. Like they're kind of there's 20 of them in here, and they basically are just filled with like episode titles and premises and information of Horsing Around, the show within the show. So this was a really cool thing he did. It was really kind of him. I thanked him for sending these to me, and then he kind of explained who I was to the other actors, and it was a really fun moment.
Hey, Johnny Two Cellos! I know this guy.
Hey, nice to meet you, Raphael. Hey, I wanted to thank you so much for those BoJack Topps cards you sent me last year. That was so cool.
Oh, sure. Well, thank you for all the work you've done about my work. I appreciate having you as such a vocal advocate, and I think very smart commentator, and I hope you continue to do so on my new work.
They make cards of the show?
No, we did like a limited edition like joke Topps cards for like Horsing Around, the show within the show. And Johnny actually made a really cool video about Horsing Around, and so we thought, let's give him a little more context.
Awesome.
Yeah.
My broken brain was like, oh, good, Raphael sent me a stack of revisions for my video.
There's more information that most people don't even know about.
It's so funny. I had no idea that these cards even existed before he sent them to me, and obviously it would have made making that Horsing Around video a whole lot easier. It basically was just like the answer key to everything, which is so funny. I definitely recommend looking these up. I think there are images of all of them online available. They're very expensive to buy. You can find the images online and you just get all the information, but they've got all of these episode titles, all of these episode premises, all these like screen grabs from the show within the show. They're really funny. Recommend checking those out if you're a BoJack fan and really like that kind of silly minutia of the show. But I'm so excited for everyone to see Long Story Short. I've obviously been really excited for the show for a long time. Now I'm just like really eager to talk about it with everyone. It's a really unique and special thing, and I think it's gonna be very rewarding to rewatch, which I know a lot of BoJack fans are incessant rewatchers, myself included. I think this will be a show that like the more you dive into it, the more times you watch it, the more you're going to derive out of it and the more satisfying it's going to be. Obviously, some of the things Raphael said in this interview about them going back and fitting things into earlier episodes and little moments and Easter eggs and references are going to aid in that feeling where every time you rewatch, you're like, oh, this is actually a reference to this thing later. Obviously already touching on things from season 2 and season 1 here. So I think this will be really, really interesting. I'm really glad that there's already a season 2 renewed and that's coming out. I'm also just very eager to see if it gets picked up beyond that, because to me, this feels like it could be a show that could run, another 6 seasons like BoJack did. We'll see. It's tough these days to get a long-running show. I really hope people like this thing. There's so much to talk about with it. So stay tuned on my main channel. I'm going to do like a big long story short breakdown once it comes out. It'll probably come out within a week of the show releasing, I think. I've been very busy recently, so obviously keep an eye out. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview. I know it was a little brief and I wish I had gotten to talk to them more in depth, but it was really cool to be able to talk to Raphael and Abbi and Ben. Hopefully I'll get to do more of that stuff on this channel in the future. All right. Thanks, guys. Peace.
I stay mellow watching Johnny two cellos. He talks cartoons, he's a really cool fellow. He keeps you posted on adult cartoons. If that's what you're into, then grab a spoon and a very big bowl of your favorite cereal. Feels like Saturday morning cartoon material. Johnny two cellos, watch him on YouTube. Now enjoy this groove and bust a move.